the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
evening, race fans, and welcome to another exciting night of Hales Corner Speedway Sim Series. Round number 5 right here from Volusia Motorsports Park. UMP Modified's got 16 drivers checked in for tonight's action. Joining me in the booth on Sunday nights, as always, Mr. Zach Krieger. Zach, you there, buddy?
I am indeed.
All right, round 5 of this thing. And we have seen quite a bit of action over the last 4 weeks. Going to see a lot more tonight. We got one driver we need to talk about. He's been dominating things as of late, but some of these other guys trying to step their game up just a little bit. Who you got going for tonight?
Well, I think obviously we have to talk about 25 and Jacob Crawford, just absolutely dominant this season. If I'm right, 4 wins in a row, or 3 wins in a row at Volusia Linear, or Linear Volusia and Linear again. So he's going, I think, for his 4th in a row. But you got to look at it because there are right now 5 guys in between him and the top of the spot, and about 2/10 that separate his time base, 17.419, to Cole Duggar at the top of the board with a 17.274. So about 2/10 in between Crawford and the top. But you got to say, Cole Duggar up on that top. Of course, we know Cole is a heavy hitter in any dirt car that he gets in, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do tonight.
Yeah, going to be interesting for sure to see those two, especially if they get close to each other to duel it out a little bit. I think Duggar maybe a little bit hungrier right now since the streak is not in his favor, and he needs the points for sure. But we're going to have to let this thing play out. Huge invert for the feature. We are getting ready to let these guys wrap up the practice session. No qualifying. They will go straight to heats, but we have got business in front of that. We have got to get our pre-race ceremonies out of the way, so we're going to send it trackside.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, coming back to it. Ready, guys, to start gridding out for heat race number 1. Practice session over. Track distinctively putting the 2 grooves in.
Well, we're here at Volusia Speedway Park. I think it's our 3rd night here or whatever.
Well, we can't have those guys talk. Can't have race control talking to us. That'd just be too much. Let's get in here. Let's check out our Scrub-A-Dub Oil Change Center starting lineup. On the pole for heat race number 1 in the 64 machine, it's the Pride of Tosa. Randy Brunner out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. And on his outside, the 66 car of Jason Enoch. Row 2 on the inside, the Skis graphic. Brandon Hull, Performance Motorsports Racing Incorporated, number 99. He's from Mayville, Wisconsin. It's Brandon Hull. And on the outside of him in the 15 machine, going to be Rob Warren. Your third row inside, the Milkman Designs 1525 Motorsports, number 25, out of Dakota, Illinois, Jacob Crawford, the man we were talking about, the head of the show, on a streak. 3 in a row, looking for 4 tonight. He lines up next to the DiscountShopTowels.com Black Flag Racing, number 74, out of Waterford, Wisconsin, of Peter Brees. And on your back row for heat race number 1, the Shark RC Car Bodies, number 1, out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson. And next to the Milkman Designs 1525 Motorsports, number 7, from Manchesney Park, Illinois, Tyler Goodwin. So 8 cars, everybody going to the feature. Big invert in the feature. We're going to see somebody from the B main start on the pole. They drew an 11, and that is going to be a big deal. So whoever finishes, I believe, 5th in that B main is going to be your pole sitter for tonight's A main, and that is a heck of a deal right there.
Definitely, it's definitely going to be interesting to see that B main, because do you go for flat out and go for the instant transfer, or do you potentially hold back a little bit? I know that's kind of against the rules, but do you try to go through that B and transfer into that spot? It'll be interesting to see, but the pace car is going to pull off here in the turn 4. Early green flag here at Volusia. We are underway for heat racing action. Brunner gets a great start as Jason Enoch hits the wall off the front stretch, keeps it straight. A lot of cars going everywhere, but up at the front, don't look now, but Jacob Crawford from that 5th spot already up in the 2nd. He is chasing down Randy Brunner, and we can see what's about to happen here.
Yeah, Brunner already up against it with Crawford. Crawford making it look easy during lap 2 out of turn 2. He takes the lead. Didn't take him long to get to the front. He is going to put his stamp on this thing, and he's going to start deep in that A main with that redraw, but I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. He wants to come out, make a statement right here in the heat race. He is out in front by 0.4 of a second over Brunner. Then Enoch has recovered. He grabbed 3rd. Chris Johnson into the 4th spot. Brandon Hull, Tyler Goodwin, Rob Warren, and Peter Brees. Everybody's still in a pretty good wad right here. These guys not letting each other get too far away. Only car trying to check out. This is 2 guys at the front, the 25 and the 64, Crawford and Brunner.
Definitely, and really the big fight going on track right now is going to be for that 5th place spot. It looks like it's going to be Brandon Hull and Tyler Goodwin. I think Tyler Goodwin on that top is wanting to push further forward. I think all these guys from 4th back are trying to push forward to get back to Jason Enoch in that last transfer spot. Of course, we haven't seen Enoch much summer season, but we know Jason Enoch, very fast driver indeed. Brandon Hull trying now to press Chris Johnson into a mistake as Randy Brunner seems to be slowing a little bit. I think Enoch has closed down just a bit on him, and I think we might see a fight for the 2nd spot.
Yeah, it looks like Enoch's using the bottom. He's reeling in that 64 machine. Just hasn't got alongside and showed him the nose yet. Crawford's starting to get away 1.3 seconds now out in front. Brunner's still hanging on to 2nd, but his battle starting to shape up. Going to come to 3 to go. Enoch right there. Brandon Hull has secured the 4th spot, but Chris Johnson is trying to go around the top side, and I'm not sure if the top is there just yet. Hull, Johnson, Goodwin all still battling. They got Peter Brees in the mix now. That's all the way through 7. There's contact. Goodwin's car going to go all the way around. He's going to get it going again. He and Peter Brees had some contact. We're down to 2 to go with Jacob Crawford absolutely gone in this one.
After taking that lead on lap 2, was it 2 or 3? Jacob Crawford has absolutely checked out, and like you were talking about, we're gonna have a fight here for the 2nd spot. It's gonna be interesting to see here as they come to the white flag. Does Brandon Hull? He's digging on the bottom, maybe trying to get to that final transfer spot. White flag is out though here as Brunner gets into the wall a little bit. That's gonna allow Enoch, but Enoch gets into the low down wall, and that's gonna allow Hull a chance to pull alongside Jason Enoch. Hull and Enoch into turn 4, a little bit maybe rough and tough, and Brandon Hull will steal 3rd place on the final lap.
Yeah, big mistake from Enoch, cost him a direct transfer spot. He'll have to work through the B. Crawford wins it. Brunner 2nd. Hull was 3rd. Then Enoch, Johnson, Warren, Brees, and Goodwin will all be vying for that 5th position in the B main tonight. So we'll get ready for heat race number 2. Cars already on the grid out here. Scrub-a-dub. Oil change center starting lineup looks like this. On the pole, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC race team number 43. It's Reed Rundle out of Oxford, Michigan. And to his outside, another B-Hull performance machine. It's the 70 car of J.J. Schilling. He comes to us from Greendale, Wisconsin. Row 2 on the inside, the UDTV Brent Bates Team Outlaw Motorsports number 11 from St. Louis, Missouri. Cole Duggar. To the outside of him, the Central Services Company Incorporated number 22 out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Nate Sievert. Your third row inside, the Brunner Brothers Racing number 46 of John Brunner from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And on the outside of that row, the Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin of Dean Burnt. And our final row in the final heat race for the evening, the B-Hull Performance number 32 of Skylar Woods from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, right next to the 126 of Dean Wallach. And Wallach didn't even have to ask for an EOL in this one. He got one automatically. So keep that 126 machine at the back. He was going there regardless. We'll have another 10-lap heat. Top 3 are straight to the feature. Everybody else gets to play in that B-main, see who can come up with the pole for tonight's feature race.
Probably a very good spot for Reed Rundle to be sitting in. Playing a little with Jason Schilling, talking about his paint scheme, but definitely a stacked front to Reed Rundle and Jason Schilling, two very good drivers. Of course, Schilling having a very good season. Currently sits third place in points. Rundle a little bit worse than Schilling this season, just has not been able to get these cars a hang, as he has stated. But it's going to be interesting to see what can happen in this heat. Pace car will pull off, and it means heat 2 will be underway. Green flag in the air from Barney the flagman. We're green heading into turn 1.
Yeah, a little bit of a hinky start there for Rundle, but he's going to have the lead out of 2. Schilling and Duggar nose to tail behind that. Your top 3, Sievert, Brunner, Woods, Burnt, and Wallach, and those guys all kind of still in a wad back there. As they get to the line, Woods had 4th, Sievert was 5th, and Sievert licked the wall just a touch with that right rear down there, now trying to cut the nose off of the 46. Brunner gave him space. It's a good battle here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. Top 2 are really starting to get away, and then Schilling is trying to stay in the middle of this deal. Duggar working around the bottom side, trying to open the gap, give himself some breathing room so he can go after Rundle.
Exactly, and like you alluded to, we do have a fight still for 4th place. There are 2 by 2 right now. Sievert and Woods, and a little bit further back, you have Burnt and Brunner fighting very hard, but Jason Schilling trying to get going in that 3rd spot on Cole Duggar. He had looked low in turns 1 and 2. He's going to slide on the top. Rundle on the bottom, though, is able to keep it moving a little bit. Schilling nicks the wall a little bit. But that top line looks to be potentially one that could move in the future, as Rundle just planting it on the bottom. Duggar seems to be closing in on him a little bit.
Yeah, Reed Rundle, kind of a bottom feeder. Likes to take these cars down to the bottom. These guys working the line wider and wider through the corners up at the top. Duggar kind of went through the middle right there in 1 and 2, and he extended his gap. Now starting to focus a little bit more on that orange and white machine in front of him. 4 to go this time, and he is there, going to move to the top side of turns 1 and 2.
Duggar diamonds the corner off. He's going to have a mammoth run on Reed Rundle. He pulls out just a little bit, but Cole Duggar running that wall, running that top, pulls alongside Reed Rundle. Rundle has it at the line, and Duggar is going to not be there quite yet, but Cole Duggar on that top side, a little bit more momentum than Rundle. He's going to be right on that top, just riding that cushion. So they come to 2 to go here. It's side by side at the line. Rundle still has it, though. But it's only a matter of time until Cole Duggar looks like he wants to strike.
Duggar trying to pull alongside, going into 3. Almost a heat race right there. These two going at it pretty tight. White flag in the air. Now the crossover. Duggar trying to go to the inside, move Rundle up the hill, get him off of the good stuff. Didn't work. Duggar had to check it up. That might be all she wrote. Reed Rundle into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Takes it and locks the left front down against the inside wall. He'll pick up the win. Duggar will be 2nd. Schilling in 3rd. Skylar Woods going to secure the 4th spot. Sievert, Brunner, Burnt, and Wallach in that order. So we'll see the last 5 guys in that 10-car B main. Everybody looking to finish 5th in this B main here. And I don't know how that's going to play out. It'd be interesting to see what these guys are going to do as far as, are they going to give up a spot, or are they going to race super hard to try to go from 6th to 5th? It's all going to depend on their state of mind. Yep. But the starting lineup will be Wallach, who will take a EOL and move to the back. Goodwin will start outside row 1, and then Dean Burnt will scoot up there. He had Peter Brees beside him, Brunner and Warren, Sievert and Johnson, and Woods and Enoch in that inside row, all going to scoot forward, and the 126 car will go ahead and move to the back. So we'll see Burnt, Brunner, Sievert, and I forget who else is in that inside row right there. Skylar Woods all scooch forward 1 spot. Give them a little bit better starting spot. We're going to watch for 5th. I think that's what we should focus on in this one, Zach. I think 5th place is going to be what's at. The guy that wins it, he's going to start 5th in the feature, but the guy that finishes 5th is going to start on the pole. So we got to watch 4th and 5th in this thing. I think 5th and 6th maybe. No, 4th and 5th. 4th and 5th. Because that's going to be 1 and 2. You got to reverse them, and I wasn't doing that in my head. Yeah, it's just been one of those days.
It makes you feel better. I wasn't even going to try to do the math. Yeah. We got 1 to green here. Nate Sievert right now is in the position that everybody would wants to be in, 5th place. But it's going to be interesting to see. We got a lot of fast guys in here, and I think that 5th place is, in a sense, going to be hotly contested. I think we might see some people going backwards, might see people going forwards trying to get that 5th spot. It will be interesting, to say the least. Like you said, we will focus on that spot, though. Pace car, as it always does, enters turn 4, pulls to the bottom of the track. Early green flag here at Volusia. We are racing here in the B main. And a good start for Goodwin on top. He is going to pull right away. And I think it's going to be Rob Warren.
Oh, Sievert's around.
Sievert goes around. He kept it a little bit straight. I think he saved it. So right now, John Brunner is going to be in that 5th spot where he wants to be. They come across the line. It is going to be John Brunner, P5.
Yeah. Big, quick shout out, Tim Nichols. I know he's watching. I saw him in the chat. Say hello. Glad you guys got to Knoxville safe. Let us know how your internet is up there. Right now, Goodwin out in front of Burnt, Brees, Warren, John Brunner, the 46 machine. Right there in the spot to be. He could have the pole. He's down on the inside right here. He's got company. Johnson is there. Enoch is there. He's trying to work on Rob Warren. And Warren is keeping everything up to the top side right now. Seems to be working. A 15 car able to hang on to 4th. Uh-oh, out of shape. Brunner, that's going to open it up. There goes Johnson now. Your 1 car, Chris Johnson. Looks like he might have pole position if he can hang on for another 8 laps right here. Nobody getting too far away from anybody right now. I mean, this whole group is still right on top of each other.
Definitely, I think a few of these guys are more or less fighting for the B-main win, just to say that, you know, hey, I won the B-main. But Tyler Goodwin starting to check out a little bit against Dean Burnt, and then you got a fight here for 3rd place. Is going to be Brees and Warren for a slight second. Now we're going to have a fight for 2nd as Brees moves up to the top and flies by Dean Burnt to take that 2nd spot. And I think that bottom is starting to become the one that nobody wants to be on, in a sense, as the top side seems to be coming in pretty well.
Yeah, looks like these guys starting to use the middle a little bit. You can win all the B mains you want. They don't open the pay window till you get to the feature. So I think right now it's about getting yourself in a position to put yourself at the front of the A main so that you can be one of the higher guys there when you make the pay window at the end of the night. But Tyler Goodwin checking out. 5 to go. Peter Brees, Dean Burnt, and Rob Warren all in a battle. 3 cars right here under the blanket for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 5th place still Chris Johnson in caution. The first time is Nate Sievert's car. He is backwards in turn number 1.
He looks like he just gets into the wall and going into turn 1 and just gets sucked in and can't out.
Yep, unloaded that right rear. Rolls her over. She's going to put herself back on her wheels, but we will probably see him at the back of the feature tonight. least to start things.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chris Johnson still sits in that golden position. P5. But before that caution came out, Jason Enoch looking at him pretty intensely. Definitely Enoch looking to get a move done if he can on Johnson to take that 5th spot in the pole in the A main.
Could shake things up just a little bit, but Johnson was kind of liking the bottom anyway, so restarting down on the inside maybe to his advantage, as long as Dean Burnt gets a good start in front of him. Have 4 laps to go when they restart. Everybody's racing for the front 3 rows, basically. Top 5 spots going to be at the front tonight in your feature, so going to be an interesting one to say the very, very least. When we flip that field, see where some of these fast guys have to start, like Crawford, Rundle, Schilling, all those guys. See how much traffic they're going to have to work through and how they manage it once that green drops. And we're going to go single file for the restart, so it really isn't going to matter. We're going to keep our eyes on that one car on the restart. 4 laps to go. He's got to hold on to that spot right there if he wants to start on the pole for the feature tonight.
Definitely, we're going to see the field start to accelerate a little bit. Pace car will make his way to the safety of pit road. Start will be in the leader. Tyler Goodwin's hands. Pace car pulls in. Goodwin goes at the green. And a good start for Chris Johnson. He's going to pull a little bit away from Enoch. Johnson going to dive to the bottom. Almost looked like he was going to go for a move on Rob Warren. Enoch gets really washed up through turns 1 and 2, and he's going to fall back to about 4 car lengths to Johnson. Chris Johnson, though, keeping that 5th place spot. Looking good for him, starting on the pole with 3 laps to go in the B-man.
Yeah, Johnson, pretty comfortable gap right now. If he can keep finding grip and getting the drive off the exit of the corner, I don't think anybody can get him. Goodwin looks like he's going to easily win this. Brees gave a challenge right after the restart. Best battle right now. Really not a good one. I would say we're going to watch 5th place here, because if Johnson gets up there and he passes Burnt, that means Dean Burnt would start on the pole for the feature. But the white flag coming out, and I don't think there's going to be any change in our top 5 right now.
Not at all. It does just not seem like that tonight. But maybe there will be. Chris Johnson moving up to the top. He's going to go pull side by side with Dean Burnt. Almost Burnt, just a little bit better pull. See if Johnson has anything into turns 3 and 4 on Burnt. Does not look like it. Tyler Goodwin gets the win on the B main, but all eyes on the 1 car of Chris Johnson, who will start from pole.
Yeah, they will get right to it. No time wasted around here. They do not fool around. They go from race to race. We're going to put everybody out here right now, and like we said before, Chris Johnson going to start on the pole with Dean Burnt to the outside. Rob Warren and Peter Brees in row 2. Tyler Goodwin won the B main, going to start 5th. He's going to start next to J.J. Schilling in that 70 machine. Then it'll be Hull and Duggar, Brunner and Rundle, Crawford all the way back on the inside of row 6 next to John Brunner, Enoch and Woods in row 7, and Wallach and Sievert in row number 8. So if it's going to be 4 in a row, Crawford has got to pass 10 cars before we get to the checkered flag tonight. A little bit of work was done on the track. They brought it back just a little bit. We'll get down here, get a look. Yeah, they brought the track back just a little bit, so things won't be quite as wide. Came out here, dropped a little water, turned the top of it just a little bit, roll packed it. These guys will be ready to go here.
We do have a late mover in the pack, of course, Dean Wallach moving to the back, but another car moving to the back is going to be the 70 of J.J. Schilling, Jason Schilling. Schilling, unfortunately, having some internet issues, he has said, so he chooses to go to the back to not be in the way. Respectful decision from Schilling, so that moves everybody up on the outside line, pretty much up 1 spot from, I think that's going to be 8th down. But it's going to be interesting to see what can be done. Like you said, Jacob Crawford starting having to pass 10 cars to get to this lead? Or are we going to see someone new get the win? All that I know, though, is the pace car is going to head to the safe of victory lane.
Green flag, green flag.
Sorry, pit lane. The green flag flies for round 5 of the Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Summer Season. Brought to you by Scrubbed Up Car Wash and Oil Change. And Chris Johnson gets a great start. He's going to pull away from Dean Burnt. Got a car going around us.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution.
See if we can figure out what exactly happened. I saw him have a little bit of contact, but I'm not sure who it was. If it was Duggar. Yeah, it was Duggar. He and Duggar. Just a little tap right there, and that could have been a little bit of netcode too, because those cars didn't look like they were that close. Very minimal damage on the right rear corner. He didn't get hit by anybody else, so he should be good to go to continue. But you can see the left rear corner is pushed in behind that rear tire, and the right rear corner bent up just about as much. So that car had contact on both corners at the back.
Definitely, and Cole Duggar and Peter Brees talking it out. Duggar will take the tap out for it, so we're going to see him move to the back. Few of these guys, though, being able to get going, so let's see who can get the start, or who can get a great start early. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Well, Crawford picked up 2 spots on that quick couple of lap, or quick, lap and a quarter there, but he is up to the 9th spot. Started 11th. Rundle in 6th. Brandon Hull 5th. Tyler Goodwin was 4th. Rob Warren, Dean Burnt. And Chris Johnson started on the pole. He stays there for the restart of this one. A lot of laps left, still 34 to go. We haven't even started to work the track in again this second time around, and we'll see where the lines start showing up, see where these guys start moving. Probably in about the next 10 to 12 laps.
Definitely. I think that's when the track definitely going to show its full potential. But they're going to double file them back up. Still going to be Johnson and Burnt on the front row. Pace car pulls the safety of pit road. Fielded Chris Johnson's hands. He goes. Johnson, a fantastic start. He's going to pull away from the pack here in turn 1. Fighting further back, a little bit back. Rundle, and I think that was Tyler Goodwin getting a little together. They both keep it straight and smooth. As coming to the end of lap 2, Chris Johnson going to in that lead, and further back, there's fighting.
Lots of it. Oh, Schilling and Crawford have contact, then Schilling gets Woods. Those guys will get it sorted out. They get facing forward on. J.J. Schilling was about to say, you know what, I really just wanted the back row challenge, because he was going right through these guys. He was all the way up to about 8th position before that contact. We're watching Crawford. We're going to go up here and watch Burnt, Goodwin, and Hall. Reed Rundle's right in there. Rob Warren's right in the middle of that. I mean, Chris Johnson leading this thing since we dropped the green originally. Hasn't given that up. The guys behind him started to group up, and now they've formed a single file line. They're trying to lasso him in and bring this back to being a 5 or 6 car race at the front. Dean Burnt doing a pretty good job of running down that one machine.
And I think the danger for Chris Johnson is if he has to stick to his line, if he moves lines, he's just going to get trained past from a bunch of other cars. Oh, little contact there for the third place spot. Tyler Goodwin getting in the pin, and Hall that gets Hall out of shape, along with Rundle, that allows Rob Warren in the 15 car to close up to the pack. But meanwhile, up front, the 2 fighting cars, the 1 car of Chris Johnson and the 17 car of Dean Burnt, gonna start going at it. Burnt looking for his first feature win of the season along with Johnson.
Yeah, watching the 25 car here of Crawford. He's all the way up to 7th. He's working, trying to get on the outside. Oh, Warren got out of shape. That got Crawford out of shape. Crawford loses it about 4 or 5 spots. He's all the way back. 10th, 11th right now. Sievert got around. Warren got around. Here comes a caution. It hasn't happened yet. Burnt's going to go to the high side. Try to take it from Johnson. He's going to have it out of 2. New leader, Dean Burnt, the 17.
Chris Johnson bobbled into 3 and 4 last lap. That allowed Dean Burnt to slip through on the top in 1 and 2. And that's also going to allow Brandon Hall to close up to the back of Chris Johnson. He's going to be pushing hard to try and get past Johnson. I think Brandon Hall thinks he's got a good car. He could win this main if he can get up to Dean Burnt. But we got 11 laps in the books already, and Dean Burnt starting to run from these next 2 cars.
Got the lead, started to stretch away, taking a look quickly. Tyler Goodwin's into 4th, and Reed Rundle. J.J. Schilling from the back up to 6th, and Jacob Crawford is hot on his heels. Crawford up and down so far in the first 11 or 12 laps of this one. Now trying to go forward again. John Brunner, Nate Sievert, Jason Enoch, Cole Duggar, Skyler Woods back in 12th, then Brees Warren, Wallach, and Randy Brunner is off the track, but we're watching Dean Burnt right here at the front. He's maintaining about a half a second over Chris Johnson, who moved up off the bottom. Now running through the middle and right in his tire tracks, that 99 machine of Brandon Hull. They're coming around to complete 13 of the scheduled 35.
I think we're still going to have a big fight here for these first 3 spots there, almost side by side. Close to a fight. And here comes Hull. Gets Johnson out of shape right where Hull wanted him, and he's just going to slide past. Not quite, though. There, side by side at the line. Brendan Hull looking to get to the inside of Dean Burnt. Burnt closes the door. That's going to allow Chris Johnson to get side by side with Dean Burnt. Chris Johnson on the top side out of 1 and 2, able to get a good run here. Johnson on the top, doesn't have anything for Dean Burnt at the line. Chris Johnson kind of stuck in a limbo of deciding where to go, because he's got a dangerous Dean Burnt and a dangerous Brandon Hull all around him. And don't look now with the car in 4th place. Tyler Goodwin looking to get onto that podium. He's on the move. We got 17 laps down, and we still have a fight for the top 4 spots.
Top 4 kind of breaking away here. Schilling leading a group of 3. Schilling, Crawford, and Rundle. That's back through 7th, and they've got about 4 or 5 car lengths to make up to get to Goodwin. Goodwin kind of lost a little momentum there on the last lap, and he's lost 2 or 3 car lengths to Brandon Hull. I think Hull got a little out of shape trying to get around Johnson like he's doing now. He may have it this time. He brings that car up the hill and closes the door on Johnson like that right there. 2nd place car, Brandon Hull. Now Johnson back, and that slowed Johnson enough that Goodwin could run right back up the inside and try to make another run at a podium spot here. It's pretty good racing up here. Track really starting to come in. Middle to the upper line going to be fast for about the next 10 laps, and then we're going to see guys on the bottom start to come forward. Chris Johnson with a slider across, kept it down and out of both cars, Burnt and Hull. Man, this battle's starting to heat up. We got about 6 cars in here now battling for the front.
Definitely a big battle. 7 cars all fighting for this win, and Jacob Crawford, like you said, in that pack. Johnson trying to go on the bottom, gets a little out of shape. That's going to allow Goodwin on the top to get up there into that 3rd spot. Goodwin staying on top. Hull and Johnson, the 2 cars on the bottom. Reed Rundle a little further back in the middle line. This is a humongous battle right here. Oh, and Johnson and Schilling get together, it looks like.
Schilling with a good job of recovering and grabbing that car up. Didn't bring out a caution. He is going to let these guys at the front continue to battle here unobstructed, and it is starting to get pretty physical at the front. Crawford up at the top, and we might see Jared Crawford, go right to the front here. If he can find a way around. Oh, slide job coming back on him now. This is getting good. Top 6 all over one another now. Johnson is still in the mix for this thing. Goodwin held off Crawford for the moment, but now Rundle on the inside. We're coming down. This is going to be 11 laps to go.
And talk about Reed Rundle going from 7th through 3rd in a total of about 2-3 laps. Definitely you can move around this track. Interesting to see Goodwin and Crawford, newcomers to the league this summer, fighting it out, dueling it out, looking for a good finish. And this has started to allow Brandon Hull to check out. He is starting to move away from this pack. They're 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now down the back straightaway. Three gladiators slugging it out to get that second step and maybe even a run at the top. We've got 9 laps to go here, and it doesn't look like slowing down whatsoever.
Oh, good run. If they can keep this going to close it out, I think Crawford may be able to get up here close. Might even put a little bit of pressure on Hull. Got Goodwin in behind that, and Rundle still staying down on the bottom, and he's not losing ground. He's just not making any up. But a couple of more laps, you may see that 43 car start to inch forward and make the move to come around and take at least a podium run out of this thing. These top 4 now broken away from Dean Burnt in 5th, and we're focusing on that because that's for all the podium spots here in week number 5. We're going to come around this time. It'll be 6 laps to go, and they are not going to make it to traffic. Traffic too far ahead of them. Traffic about a set of corners ahead of them. So lap traffic not going to factor into this thing, but a slide job could. Like I said, Crawford running Hull down. Now he's there. He showed him the door. We'll see what he can do with the last 5 laps coming out of turn number 4.
Crawford trying to get, like you said, a slide job here on Brandon Hull. Very difficult move in racing the ball off, but when you do, it looks amazing. And Jacob Crawford is in a seat where just a little bit to go. He could have it, but he's going to make the move down on the bottom. He'll slide. Oh, he does not. He's going to give Hull the space. They're going to head down the back straight away. Crawford clears Hull. New leader. Put the 25 JC Jacob Crawford to the lead with 3 to go.
From 11th to 1st, took him 32 laps to get there. Fell back in the middle of the race there. Recovered. He's taking it over, starting to stretch it out a little bit. 1/4 of a second now, 2 to go. This time he's back to the top side. Hull trying to make a race out of it again by going to the bottom. Reed Rundle now battling Tyler Goodwin. That's for the final podium spot. We'll see who's going to have that. We get down here. We're coming around. White flag's going to fly. It is Crawford, Hull, Rundle, and Goodwin. The top 4 right now. Goodwin going to try to cross over, but Rundle's going to keep the bottom locked down. Got pushed off the line right there. Nobody getting away at the front. But it is all Crawford as he's going to go for 4 in a row out of turn number 4, checkered flag. This time, once again, Crawford picks up the win. Then Brandon Hull, Reed Rundle will be your podium. Goodwin comes home 4th, and Dean Burnt, after a strong run, comes home with a top 5 finish tonight.
An amazing finish in the end. Reed Rundle on the driver's voice chat, speaking his pleasure. He absolutely loved that race, and knowing Reed Rundle, that was one of his races that he loved. That was an intense battle that honestly just it'd be interesting to see if we can top that this season.
Yeah, great run. We'll let these guys all get put into their positions. We will bring them up for interviews here in just a moment. There's Hull, and we need Mr. Crawford, so we'll bring those guys in. We'll grab Reed Rundle.
User was moved to your channel.
Reed Rundle, you got a copy. Reed Rundle. Hello,
yes,
Reed.
sir, I do. Got me.
I got you now, buddy. Heck of a run tonight. You worked that car all the way up, battled hard in a big group of cars for a long time, man. Tell us a little bit about the feature and how tough it was to find any kind of forward momentum.
Well, everybody's getting better and better in this group, and the racing obviously is showing it. It was hard to find grip in a couple of spots, and I tried to move a couple of spots here and there, and then saw guys go up to the top, and I thought, uh-oh, and then the bottom started to come back in a little bit. I was just glad to hold on. It's been a rough season for me with these cars, so I will take a third all day long.
Yeah, it seemed like the track moved around a little bit with the reset in between sessions, and after about 10 or 15 laps, the top was kind of there, and then those last about 5-6 laps, You found a little bit on the bottom. Everybody else was still in the middle, and you battled hard with Tyler Goodwin. And able to trust the guy running right beside you. It's a whole lot easier to just make sure you're hitting your marks, not worrying about where he's at.
Yeah, and I even said to Tyler after the race, I mean, that was great. It was super clean. What you just said is big. This league is, we're coming into going to start our second year, and I think it's showing that the guys that are racing are starting to know to use their heads, and they're also getting faster and faster. It's harder to get up onto this podium. Obviously, Jacob's kind of another class right now, so congratulations to him on another win. But yeah, a lot of fun.
All right, man. Great run for you. Back on the podium should help you in the points a little bit. Who's on the car helping you out?
Yeah, Buddy's Racing at PF Flyers, Premier Fabricating, Mueller Sales and Service as always. Thanks to my wife for letting me spend a lot of time doing this stuff for the league and that kind of stuff during the week. And you guys for a rockin' broadcast. It's been a while since I've been up here, so I just want to make sure we shout out to you too.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Thanks for chatting with us. I'll see you back at Lanier in a couple of weeks.
10-4. Thank you.
All right, your third place finisher, Mr. Reed Rundle. Let's move Brandon Hall up here.
User was moved to your channel.
And now let Zach talk to Brandon about his great second place run.
Definitely, Brandon Hall, you got a copy?
I believe so.
That is amazing. Tell us about that feature. That was a battle of gladiators up and down the field. How did you manage to pull off second?
Well, at first I got up to third, and I was battling there with Chris and Dean, and I could tell I was a little bit faster than them. I just had to try and find a way around them, and finally worked my way around both of them, and the set sail kind of just made sure I hit my marks and go through, and then there with, 5 laps to go or so, the top just really faded away, and Jacob was there on the bottom side before I could get there.
Well, 7th to 2nd today for you, so a big move, about 5 spots, and I think navigating through traffic, whether they were, position or not, I think definitely was a hard challenge. How were you able to move up and down the track? How did that feel, being able to get to whatever lane you wanted like that?
I guess I really didn't know anything was going to work for sure. Just kind of put the car where the other cars weren't and try my luck at it.
Well, that is amazing. That is what a real racer would do. Who you got on the car this week that you want to thank?
Skis Graphics, Miller's Barn Grill, BHP MRI. I'm sure James is out there watching. #1 fan.
He is. He is indeed. Brandon Hull, once again, congratulations. We will let you go celebrate your second place finish. Congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too, Brandon Hull, your second place finisher today. I think Roger's going to bring up the man of the hour.
User was moved to your
Jacob
channel.
Crawford.
Jacob, you there?
Got a copy.
4 in a row, and starting to really put a stamp on this entire series, man. You went from 11th to the win tonight. Tell us about your run through the field.
Yeah, I really had to work for that one tonight. Since last time I talked to you guys, you asked what it's going to take to take me down, and I think we found the competition tonight. But found the groove, and the line that I usually use is went away quicker, so I had to change lines and just work my way through.
Yeah, it looked like the track went through several changes, and finding the line, that kind of changed throughout the race also, didn't it?
Quite more than I'm used to, but yeah, the bottom was there. Cena was there. I seen Reed was running it. I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. Then just started marching my way through.
Yeah, got to the pack there, dropped back. Tell us what happened when you dropped back there. I know somebody got out of shape. No damage to the car, I assume.
Yeah, my teammate Rob, he was in front of me. I was following him. I see he got a little bottled up in a little incident, and I came to the bottom, and a guard stepped out, tapped them, and somehow just survived it, and the car felt good after that, and just charged right through.
Well, a great race, 4 or 5 to go. You found the bottom before Hull did. What gave you the confidence to go down there and make that pass and take the lead?
It was just a shot on the dark.
Well, sometimes you hit the target, sometimes you miss. Tonight you hit, you make it 4 in a row. Couple of weeks here, that'll be, that's already half the season, basically. If you didn't win another race, you're sitting pretty good in the points. You give these guys a break at all next time we come back at Lanier?
We'll see how tough the competition is.
All right, man, who's on the car helping you out before we let you pop the cork on that champagne tonight?
I'd like to thank Milkman Designs for the awesome wrap we have, and 1525 Motorsport for being an awesome team, and I'd like to thank Crawford Flooring, Gearhead and Grease, Hales Corner for the league that we're doing, and Dirt Racing Network for this pretty cool stream that you guys been doing.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Look forward to see if you can make this 5 in a row in 2 weeks at Lanier. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, boys.
Your winner, Jacob Crawford. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to stop him. It just looks like it's too much momentum, and he makes all the right decisions at all the right times. It's really hard to beat somebody doing that.
For sure.
Well, it's been another fun one. We got about, 4 more of these to go? Gonna finish up about the middle of next month, I think. So halfway through the season, round number 5 anyways, 3 to go.
Yeah.
And the same guy with 4 wins. I don't know that there's a whole lot anybody else can do. I think he's probably going to lock this thing up if he picks up about 1 more win, unless he just has 2 do-not starts. But been a fantastic season so far, and Crawford really coming in here and kind of raising the level because all these other guys have had to step up.
Definitely, and it's interesting to see how some of the guys are stepping up. We saw, of course, Reed Rundle and Tyler Goodwin and Hall, all of them sticking with him, and we got, seeing 7 cars all fighting for the lead for 5 laps. It's definitely interesting to see everybody in the season so far being able to run consistently and able to run all sort of the same speed too, which is definitely awesome to see. But like you said, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how soon Crawford can get this locked down. If he does, it's going to be pretty crucial next few races for him and everybody else to see what can happen.
Someone's going to have to figure out how to stop him from winning and put him, off the podium if they're going to have a chance to catch up. But another great night in the book. Let's look real quick at the finishing results. Crawford wins it. Hull was second. Rundle was third. Then it was Goodwin in fourth. Fifth to Dean Burnt. Schilling in sixth. Johnson comes home in seventh after starting on the pole. Good run for him inside the top 10 to keep the 1 car up there. John Brunner comes home eighth. Cole Duggar in ninth. Jason Enoch was 10th. 11th to Nate Sievert. Rob Warren in 12th. Peter Brees 13th. Dean Wallach in 14th. Skyler Woods 15th after a early exit, and Randy Brunner, an even earlier exit, rounds out of the 16-car field tonight. So 3 races to go. Back to Lanier in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it. See if anybody can dethrone the champ right now and make this a little bit more interesting as we go into the last couple of races.
Definitely, it'll be interesting to see. We've seen a lot of fast guys at Lanier. I think everybody in this league has different skill compared to Volusia and Lanier. It's 2 very different tracks. It's going to be interesting to see who can lock that track down the best and get that feature win, but we'll be able to find out in 2 weeks' time.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in, guys. You can watch wherever you want to. You choose to come and watch here. It is always appreciated. Go over to the Facebook page, like, share, and follow. YouTube and Twitch, make sure you subscribe. You'll know every time we go live. For Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Until we see